What is up, guys? It's Movie Buff Beth, or Bethany, back again with another haul video. Yes, another haul video. I know I've been doing so many of these lately, but there's been a lot of great sales. Just a lot of good stuff to pick up. And this is my third Hamilton book haul in like the last month, which is insane. But they had another drop, awesome titles, just some stuff I really couldn't pass up. So yeah, we're still gonna have an overall March haul for you guys at the end of the month. I just wanted to separate out some of the other stuff just because there's been so much this month. But everything in that haul video will be different than any of the previous videos. I don't like to go over things more than once. So yeah, this video is going to be Hamilton book pickups as well as Ronin Flicks pickups. Normally I wouldn't combine two together, but again, there's just so many different kinds of hauls. I thought I would just go ahead and do both of these in one. And yeah, just a way for me to showcase two of my favorite online retailers, Hamilton Book and Ronin Flicks. So we'll just go ahead and dive right in. From Hamilton Book, I picked up lots of Olive Films titles. Again, they had a whole bunch on sale again, so that was awesome. Also got a couple of Scorpion releasing, a couple of Shout Factories, and then just some standard blues. So we'll go ahead and start with the standard blues I picked up. I picked up a few of these based on recommendations from Blu-ray.com forum members. They kind of just pointed out some ones that I had looked over in the past. And the first one is a film with Steve Coogan called Alan Partridge. I feel like I'd seen this movie around throughout the years, but never really knew much about it. So I decided to go ahead and give it a shot because, again, some people on the Blu-ray.com forum said it was pretty entertaining. So I do like Steve Coogan, so can't go wrong with that. I'll try to remember to hold these up so you guys can see the artwork a little bit closer, but yeah, Alan Partridge. Another recommend from Blu-ray.com, and that is Bitch. Gotta love that title. This stars Jason Ritter. I really like him. He's John Ritter's son. This says it is dark and provocative, and it balances a whip-smart, deeply unsettling take on the horrors of a crumbling nuclear family with a palpable sensitivity to its characters and perfectly timed comedic flourishes. So yeah, sounds really good. Don't know too much about it, but it says it's a savage, chaotic, feminist comedy, so sounds right up my alley. Next one is a documentary I've heard really good things about, and it's by Bobcat Goldthwait. It's all about stand-up comedy, and that is Call Me Lucky. It's got a lot of people I really like in it, including Mark Maron and Patton Oswalt. So yeah, really looking forward to this. And documentaries are definitely one of my more underseen genres, so definitely need to see some more of them. One of the things I really like to pick up from Hamilton Book is like Canadian exclusive releases, meaning they didn't come out on Blu-ray in the US. And one of the ones I got this month stars Karen Gillan, and it's called All Creatures Here Below. Looks pretty intriguing. Came with a slipcover, which is always cool. But yeah, always happy to add Canadian exclusive discs to the collection. This next one is a horror triple feature, and it actually has 3 movies I don't already own, which doesn't happen very often. And the movies in it are called Forget Me Not, House of Fallen, and Red Hook. I actually think I own volume 2 of this collection, which I think only one of them was new to my collection. But this one, I don't own any of these, so this is really cool. This will probably show up at Dollar Tree or something soon, but can't pass on good old low budget horror, and this looks to be exactly that. This next one is an apocalyptic movie or miniseries. I guess it's a miniseries, I didn't even realize that. It's called Eve of Destruction. I love a good cheesy apocalyptic film, but yeah, this is actually a miniseries. It's 173 minutes, so pretty short, but we'll see how that one is. As always, if you guys have any thoughts on any of these pickups, or if you've seen any of these, let me know in the comments below. This next one stars Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas, and it's called Gunfight at the OK Corral. Just like documentary, Western is another genre that I need to delve into more. And I actually just watched The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster the other week and really loved it, and realized I've really been sleeping on Burt Lancaster and needed to see some more of his films. So when I saw this one, I had to grab it. And again, I want to check out more Westerns this year. So yeah, another Canadian release here. It's a film with Scott Adkins, and it's called Savage Dog. Don't know if this one will be any good, you know, with Scott Adkins and all, but we will give it a try. And again, Canadian disc, so had to grab it. These next 2 pickups are actually TV shows, which is really cool. Don't get an opportunity to grab these from Hamilton Book too often. This is one I know nothing about, but it looks to be kind of like a horror series, and you know me, I love horror, and it's called Bitten. I think this is a Canadian release as well, actually. If If you guys know anything about this show, please let me know. I'd like to know more about it and if it's worth a watch. I don't even know if there's other seasons of it or not, but we'll give it a shot. It was only like $6, which for a whole season, you can't go wrong with that. And it's 572 minutes, 13 episodes. Pretty great deal. Then we have another TV series here. This one I knew existed, but I haven't really heard much feedback on it. And that is From Dusk Till Dawn, season 1. Pretty intrigued by this one. Again, I never really heard if it was good or not, but the movie I do enjoy. I don't love it, but I do enjoy it. So intrigued to see what they could do with a series on this one. Next one is a Scorpion release. Really do like this label, one of my favorites. You know, of course, all of the Ronin Flicks titles that I picked up are Scorpion releases. Don't know anything about this one. Guess that's kind of the theme of this video, but it's called Steaming. This stars Vanessa Redgrave, Sarah Miles, and Diana Dors. So yeah, if you guys have seen Steaming, let me know. This next one has been on my watch list for a really long time, actually, and that is Day of the Animals, another Scorpion release. This stars Christopher George, Leslie Nielsen, Linda Day George, and Richard Jekyll. Yeah, I wanted to see this one for a long time. I love Animals Gone Wild, killer animal creature feature type movies, so this looks like a lot of fun. And I know Severin is putting out a new release of this pretty soon, but had to add it to the Scorpion collection. Next is a disc from Shout Factory, and that is Wuchi the Demon Slayer. I think people were finding this one at Dollar Tree. I never was able to find it, but happy to have it now. It was pretty cheap. I think that there's a slipcover out there for this one. Maybe one day I'll find it, but either way, I added it to the collection for very cheap, so excited about that one. And this is a Shout Factory title I've really wanted, but kind of just waited for the right price and it never really came, and I think it's out of print now, so was really excited to see this on Hamilton's website. And that is Invasion USA with none other than Chuck Norris. Can't go wrong with him and his cheesy flicks. Lots of fun. And I'm sure this one will get picked up by another label at some point, but I had to add it to the collection. So now we will go ahead and dive into all of the Olive Films titles I got. I got a bunch again. The first one is The Singing Detective. Picked this one up based on the fact that it's got Robert Downey Jr. front and center there, but you also have Robin Wright, Katie Holmes, Adrian Brody, and Mel Gibson, among other people. So this has a really solid cast. And not just that, it is also directed by Keith Gordon, who is the main kid in Christine, one of my favorite horror flicks of the 80s, directed by John Carpenter. And yeah, I knew he was a director, but I don't think I've seen anything that he's done, so really excited to have this. This next one I saw was an animated film, and I had to grab it for Andrew. I don't know anything about it, but then when I told him that I ordered it for him, he was really excited, and that is The King of Pigs. I guess this is one he's had on his wish list for a while, so pretty cool to find on Hamilton Book. Another for Andrew's animation collection. Really been getting into 60s cinema lately, been watching a lot of it, so when I saw this came out in 1968, I had to grab it, and that is Up the Junction. Yeah, the 60s are quickly becoming one of my favorite decades for cinema. Definitely my jam right now, so looking forward to that one. And this next one is a film by Sidney Lumet. I think that's how you say it. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. And that is Daniel, starring Timothy Hutton. Don't know too much about it, but I had to grab it with that director. And I do like Timothy Hutton, so intrigued by this one. This one looks really interesting. It is a musical directed by John Turturro, and it's called Romance and Cigarettes. Like John Turturro as an actor, so really intrigued to see how he is as a director. And this has quite the cast. You got James Gandolfini, Susan Sarandon, Kate Winslet, Steve Buscemi, Bobby Cannavale, Mandy Moore, Mary Louise Parker, Ada Turturro, and Christopher Walken. So yeah, that sounds awesome. I have never heard anything about this movie, which I'm really surprised with that cast. So if you guys have seen this one, please let me know how it is. This next one I was intrigued because it stars Adam West. I haven't seen much with him, and that is The Girl Who Knew Too Much. A lot of these were around the $6 price point, which is really good for Olive Films, and so I was willing to take a chance on films I knew next to nothing about. So yeah, we got The Girl Who Knew Too Much. Next, we have a film starring Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward, and Anthony Perkins. Great cast. And that is WUSA. Yeah, a lot of these Olive films draw me in with their amazing cast, so yeah, looking forward to that one. Really excited about this one. I love Boris Karloff, and it is called Cauldron of Blood. I mean, this looks right up my alley. Looks awesome. Came out in 1967. It's a clever twist on the sculptor slash murderer theme that runs throughout horror film history. The legendary Boris Karloff stars as blind artist Franz, oh boy, can't say that last name, who creates startlingly lifelike statues with the help of his protective daughter. That sounds intriguing for sure, so Cauldron of Blood. This is actually a newer film. It says it's in the Hall Hartley collection, the director of the film, and that's called Meanwhile. Don't know anything about Hall Hartley, so yeah. Looks intriguing. Again, it's one of the newer films that they've released from 2011. This one I'm pretty excited about based on the cast alone. You got Claire Danes, Omar Epps, and Giovanni Ribisi in the Mod Squad. I feel like I've heard about this movie before, but I can't remember too much about it. It came out in 1999. Looks pretty cool. I love like 90s and early 2000s cinema like this, kind of like, I don't know anything about this, but it kind of reminds me of like, you know, Train Spotting, stuff like that. So yeah, it looks cool. And then we have a film with Martin Lawrence and Danny DeVito, so I'm sure it'll be really funny. And that is What's the Worst That Could Happen? I'm surprised I've never heard about this movie before with those two in it, but it looks like a lot of fun. Happy to add that one. And then we have a film with Ginger Rogers. I really need to see more of her stuff, as well as William Holden, and that is Forever Female. This one came out in 1953, black and white, 93 minutes. It looks pretty cool. It looks to be like a film noir. Another genre that I really need to watch more of. Next we have a film starring Burl Ives, and that is Blast Off. Love that pink cover. It's an American International picture from 1967. Then we have a film from 1987 called Wild Thing. You know I love my 80s flicks, so this one could be interesting. Again, don't know anything about it, so please comment below if you've seen any of these. Really need some guidance on where to start with this haul. And then from 1979 we have Rich Kids. Honestly, just like looking at the artwork and seeing that it's from the 70s really intrigues me on that one. And this is not directed by Robert Altman, but he is an executive producer on the film, which I've been really getting into Altman's filmography lately, so definitely intrigued by that one. Next up we have The Atomic City from 1952. This one is a French film. I love French cinema, and it is Police. And this stars Gerard Depardieu, so yeah, definitely intrigued by this one. Came out in 1985, Police. Next up, this one has an all-star cast, so definitely intrigued there. You got Harvey Keitel, Frank Langella, Roy Scheider, Craig Wasson, Treat Williams. Sorry, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. But that is The Men's Club. Actually, I've been really intrigued to watch more stuff with Craig Wasson because I really liked him in Body Double, the Brian De Palma film. So yeah, I mean, look at that cast. I didn't even read all the names on there. I just read the people that I knew, but yeah, that one looks intriguing. Hopefully it is as good as the cast implies, from 1986. Then we have another one from the Hal Hartley collection. Definitely need to do some more research on him. This one is from 1995, and then it's called Flirt. Any of you guys know Hal Hartley's filmography? Let me know. Sorry I don't have more in-depth things to say about these, but yeah, just so many blind buys for how cheap they are. You kind of can't go wrong. This next one is called Man on a Swing. I was really excited about this one because it is directed by Frank Perry, and like I mentioned earlier, I just checked out The Swimmer, which is directed by him, so very intrigued by this one. Stars Cliff Robertson, looks to be really good. Then we have another newer film. This is from 2013, and it is called The Major. And this one is in Russian with English subtitles, so intrigued by that for sure. And then another 50s film, that is My Son John. I definitely need to watch more films from the 50s. Again, I've been really getting into 60s cinema, but the 50s and earlier, I need to watch more. need to give more films a shot from that era. And then the last thing I got from Hamilton Book, one that I'm really excited about. This is produced and directed by the one and only William Castle, and that is Project X. Really excited to see that one on Hamilton Book's website. This looks awesome, right up my alley. And it is from 1968, so right in line with that 60s cinema stuff I've been going for. So that is everything that I grabbed from Hamilton Book. If you guys haven't checked them out, definitely be sure to do so. Towards the beginning of the month, they have awesome drops where they just put tons of cool titles up. And they've had a lot of cool labels lately, including all of these Olive Films titles, which never thought I would have that many Olive Films releases in my collection, simply because they're just so expensive, but I was able to get some great deals on them, so that's awesome. So the last thing I'm going to show you in this video is what I got from the Ronin Flix sale. It was basically like you spend $50 on select Blu-rays and you get 30% off your whole order. I mean, this is about as good as you could do for a lot of these releases, and brought them down to pretty good prices. I mean, you know, not like Kino sale level or anything, but pretty good. If you're unfamiliar with Ronin Flicks, they basically started out as a place for them to sell Code Red and Scorpion releasing titles, which, you know, those companies are run by brothers, and they've since expanded quite a bit. They even have done a couple of their own releases, like they released Hardware and I Spit on Your Grave box set and that awesome limited edition of Haunt. Like, they've been putting out some really cool stuff. And now they're selling Arrows, and I think they're going to start selling Severin. Like, they've all got all kinds of stuff, and Kino titles, all kinds of stuff. So check out Ronin Flicks, they're awesome. And yeah, added 10 new Scorpion releasing titles to my collection with this sale. And this was a really good way for me to grab some that I was unwilling to check out with the kind of higher price point. A lot of these range between $25 and $30 regular price, so the 30% off was well needed for some of these. But the first one I got is called Opposing Force. Again, I'm going to apologize in advance. I don't know a ton about these titles, but they just all look really intriguing to me. I really like what Scorpion does. They do a great job with their releases, especially lately. This film came out in 1986. It's got the good old Orion Pictures logo on the back, so I know I'm going to enjoy it for that reason. But yeah, this looks like an interesting, like, exploitation flick. Yeah, 1986, great year. I wish I knew more about these titles to share, but I'll report back when I watch them, and I'll let you know what I think of them. But yeah, Opposing Force. This one I've actually been wanting to buy since it came out, and I just kind of forgot to grab it. It looks like a lot of fun. You got Martin Short, Charles Grodin. I love Charles Grodin, especially in like Midnight Run with Robert De Niro. And then you got Mary Steenburgen. I like her a lot too, and that's Clifford. So yeah, Scorpion doesn't just release like horror and exploitation, they do release like comedies and just fun movies like that sometimes. This is rated PG. You got that Orion logo on there as well. This came out in 1991. Yeah, this one just looks like a heck of a lot of fun, and how can you go wrong with that awesome cast? I mean, that's just great. Next up, we have a film with David Carradine, and that is POW: The Escape. I feel like I've heard something about this movie before, about it being a lot of fun. I can't remember why or how I heard about it, but it does look like a lot of fun. Fun little schlocky action flick. And you got that Cannon Films logo on the back. This came out in 1986. Again, you got that Cannon Films logo on there, so you know it's going to be fun for that reason. But yeah, POW: The Escape. A couple of these actually I picked up based on recommendation from Brad Henderson on Twitter. He's one of the guys behind Vinegar Syndrome. When it comes to cult and exploitation titles, I really trust his opinion. And I think this was one of them. This is called California Dreaming. And from what I can tell, this looks to be like a teen film. Came out in 1968, so there you go, another one for my 60s watches. Yeah, it looks really pretty intriguing. There's the back for you, and there's the front, California Dreaming. Yeah, this one looks interesting. A state somewhere between fantasy and reality. I love films set in California, especially like LA, and this looks like a lot of fun. This one, admittedly, I only picked up because it has Oliver Reed in it. I really like him. And this is Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype. Yeah, I don't know how this one's gonna be, but yeah, gotta love Oliver Reed. This one came out in 1980, another Cannon Films flick. If you guys have seen it, let me know if it's worth it. Next one, this is called Hotel Colonial. It came out in 1987. It stars John Savage, so that's awesome. Also got Robert Duvall in there. Looks intriguing for sure. So yeah, Hotel Colonial. This is another one that Brad Henderson recommended, and this is a Western, which if I'm gonna get into Westerns, I'll probably start with like the cult stuff. I've really enjoyed like some of like the spaghetti Westerns, and this is a Canon film from 1968. Again, 60s, can't go wrong. And this is called The Wicked Die Slow. And yeah, he said this was an absolute must from the Ronin Flicks website, so gotta check that out. Next up, this looks like an awesome blaxploitation flick, and that is Bucktown, starring Fred Williamson and Pam Grier. I mean, I'm really surprised I didn't pick this one up before now, because that cast is amazing. Like, that just sounds wonderful. I'm a huge Pam Grier fan. I absolutely love her. Partially because my friend Kevin got me really into her movies, but yeah, she's a national treasure. So yeah, Bucktown, awesome add to the collection. And yet another recommendation from Brad Henderson, and that is Act of Vengeance. This one looks really cool, kind of like a cool like feminist flick. I don't actually know if it's a feminist flick or not, but it looks that way to me. Kind of like a female revenge story. Looks really cool. 1974. Gotta love the 70s American International Picture. Yeah, this one looks awesome. Act of Vengeance. And the last thing I picked up from Ronin Flicks, this one is from 1993, and it is The Killing Box. 90s are one of the lesser decades that you see in these like Scorpion releasing, so it's really interesting to see that one on there. Definitely intrigued to check this one out. Looks interesting, and it says it's rated R for satanic war violence, so that sounds awesome. All right, guys, so that is everything that I grabbed from Hamilton Book and Ronin Flicks. Again, check out those websites. I'll leave a link below for you guys to go check them out, check out their releases. Man, there's just been so many sales lately, can hardly keep up, but keep an eye out. Coming up, I will have a Kino sale. I bought way too much from them and I still want to buy more. And then I'll have a Warner Archive sale haul from their final 4 for $44 sale. That'll probably be a little bit later because I'm going to have to wait a little while to get all of my orders in. I placed 3 whole orders, so. And then I'll also have an indicator haul. These will all kind of just be the ones that are separate from our regular monthly haul. And we still will have one of those full of some pickups from like Zia Records and buybacks. We've bought some cool stuff lately, so definitely looking forward to sharing that with you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, thanks for coming, and please consider subscribing. We talk all things movies and physical media here at Movie Buff Pains, so please consider doing so. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Hit that notification bell to get notifications when we upload new videos, and we will see you guys on the next one.